In this video we're going to be looking at an Apple-based app which is called Clips. Basically the idea behind it is that it's a very simple to use video application that doesn't require you to have lots of knowledge and understanding about how to edit videos. It's a sort of an easier approach to video making than you'll find with something like iMovie, for example. So if we go into the Clips app, we've now got some stuff on the screen, which in this case, unfortunately, is pretty much me. Now, what we'll get in various different parts of the screen is as follows. At the very top, we have the option to speak while recording to add some more text. As you can see, there are a variety of ways in which you can get the text to appear on the screen. The next option that we have is the ability to change the filter that we've got available. So in the bottom right hand corner we've got none, then we have Chrome. There's also a comic book and an ink version, then a transfer, a fade, instant and a black and white that's available to us. The next one across the screen, this is an option to add in some very simple and basic options. As you can see here, it's taking details on the actual date that I'm doing this, on the 10th of April, and further on down it gives us a time and a few other bits and bobs. Unfortunately, I'm not in San Francisco, however. The next one that we can use, the T at the top of the screen there, that allows us to put in a few other transitions into the video that we're creating. And finally, on the right hand side, there are music options, and you can choose to add in music that you've got from your own collection or some royalty-free music that Apple provides for you. Now, how does the whole thing work? Basically, if we go back to the opening screen, basically what we'll be doing is creating a series of clips which can then be moved around and edited and played with. So the way in which the whole thing works is I touch on hold to record, and I'm now recording what I'm saying, and you can see at the bottom of the screen it's being added to the clip. When I take my finger off, we've now stopped. I can then go back and have a look at what I've done by clicking on the option in the bottom left hand corner. You can see that I'm working through the clip on the bottom there as it's going from grey to light. So we're now back at where we started. What I can also do is decide to change the filter. So if we go back into that filter option, choose the comic book, then hold to record again. And this is now the comic version of filters. We've now got that. Click to go back again. And we've got the video playing again, and then it's going to transition into the comic filter in a second. There we go. And what I can now do is let's get rid of the comic version, go back to none. I can add in photographs. So I can choose to take a photograph, or I can choose a photograph from my library. So let's click on some bluebells. Now, when I add this image to the collection, I need to hold my finger down on the red button for the length of time that I wish the image to appear on the screen. So as you can see, we've now got that added into the collection. I could also look for any video and do exactly the same with the video. I can go back and add in a transition. If you don't have the transition available, it will simply, as you can see there, download. I can then hold to record that, and that's now been added to the collection. So I've got my different clips available at the bottom of the screen here. I can move them around. So if I don't want the thanks at the end, I can simply hold it and then drag it and drop it where I would like it to go. Then I can start playing the whole thing again, and we'll see the transitions have now been moved into different places. There we go, and so it continues. Now at any point when I'm playing around with the clips, I can choose to delete a particular clip, so I can get rid of that. So the comic version has now gone, and I can also choose to trim the length of a video by moving the trim option at this point, and then I can cut whatever it is that I want to out of the video. When I'm happy with what I've got, I can go back to the beginning, and I can then, as you can see at the bottom there, choose to share that with other people. Now the interesting thing that I can do here is that I can obviously send that in a message or mail, Facebook and so on, or import it into iMovie for example and work with it. I can also send it as a message to particular people that I do a lot of messaging with, in this case my partner and my brother. Now this is quite a nice fun feature, because if you start adding in pictures of other people, if you start referencing other people, you will see that their names pop up here. So it's a nice way of personalizing. Unusually for this kind of resource, it doesn't actually tie you into a particular social network. You can send it really wherever it is that you want to. So that's the basics of how the clips option works. I've already created one, so I'll go into Facebook and then you can see that popping up on the screen and see as this is one that I created earlier. So here we are in Facebook, and I'm just showing the video that I've created. Hi, I'm currently in Norsey Woods in Billericay, and it's one of the woods that's got a really large number of bluebells in it. So let's take a look at a few of them. So we've got a few of them here. It's an extremely popular place to come in the spring for people who want to look at the bluebells. As you can tell, the dictation element of the program is not desperately good, although in fairness I was out and it was slightly blowy, as you can hear in the background. I can also change the kind of filters that we've got. This is a slightly strange black and white ink approach. And meanwhile, Rusty is taking a bit of a sniff round. This is a picture of some of the bluebells. This is a picture of a few more of the bluebells. So thanks very much for watching. Take care and goodbye. So that's basically the Clips application. It's very simple, very straightforward. Once you get into the idea that you have separate elements that you can then move around as you wish to, and the fact that in order to do something you're holding your finger on the red button to create the element that you're interested in, that's all that you really do need to know. It's a very simple and straightforward process to create videos. So that's the Clips app that Apple has produced. Thank you very much.